Welcome back, everyone, to CCA League, brought to you by MSI. We are here with our semifinals of Division B between Purdue Air Launchers of Purdue University and Neo Comet Blasters of UT Dallas. This is Vapor here on the mic with DRF, ready to bring you guys this lovely CCA semifinals action here, starting on Flame Blitz Snapper Canal.
Yeah, and this is going to be a pretty exciting matchup. At least I think so, because these two teams just faced off last week during the reschedule week. As I believe were supposed to face off during week 3, had to reschedule due to finals, ended up delivering a pretty solid match. I believe Pal ended up winning that 4-0, but we had some really spacey games, especially the infamous tower control on Inkblot game that was probably the craziest one checkpoint game I have ever seen.
Yeah, low scoring. What else do you want? These teams are close to each other, and you see it by the seeds 2 and 3 respectively. So heading into this, I don't know what to expect. Let's start off here, Clan Blitz Snapper Canal, and we see a tent umbrella coming out.
Ooh, yes, I really like this tent pick. Tent picks typically work pretty well, especially on snapper clams, and it definitely is sort of a Purdue general staple, regardless of team. But taking a look as well, got a couple of very traditional picks here as well. The K-Shot and Zap coming out, the Missiles Jet. So it's the Neo Comp Blasters is coming out with a more traditional comp where PAL, definitely known for having some more experimental comps, bringing something a little bit, you know, unpredictable here with that Foil Flings, the Orange and Zap Jr.
Yeah, and for PAL right now, what works with it is the amount of paint and the forcing options with that tent umbrella. Like, look at this map already. It is so blue in favor of PAL with 2 specials coming out. We could definitely see a push here and the blob down on the side of the Comet Blasters. Power Clam going in, but unfortunately going 2 down on the side of PAL. Dropping in. Comet Blasters finding 1. And that's going to be a 3 down situation. Last person jumping out, saving any disaster here early on.
Yeah, that was actually a great stop there by the Neo Comet Blasters. Able to limit HAL to 1 big clam plus 3 little clams. So only 71 remaining, a good spot to be in. They do have 3 specials online. They do get that pick on the Foil Flingser right there. So this could be an opportunity now for the Neo Comet Blasters to establish a little bit of map control and hopefully find a way to push in. But they're still struggling right now to get to that map control, as I was saying. And a lot of this clam economy as well going completely PAL's way.
For sure. And speaking of that clam economy, 25 in their favor, and they are a member down. That just tells you how much control that Purdue has of this game right now. But you got to watch your back. Look at that K-Shot and Blob just trying to answer in that tent umbrella, unable to keep himself alive with those bubbles. But with 1 down on each side here, make that 2 down on the side of Dallas here. Finding 1, K-Shot finding 2, and they are going to slow down this push. It's only these 2 members who are marked with those power claims.
And that's actually going to be a dunk on a power clamp from Noob for the Neo Comet Blasters. However, that was kind of a solo mission there. Not a lot of follow-up here, but as I say that, they're going to put in 2 more clams. Spam going to try to get something done there, but just is not going to happen. So a 1+2 in response for UT Dallas. And now it's a little bit more of an even game. PAL still holds more of the cards here, as they also have 17 plus clams in their pockets. And with that 3 down situation, that allowed them to get so much more map control back and possibly an opportunity to push here.
Oh, Ink ends up going down too. I'm pretty sure that was one of those auto bombs from this Zap here, going in, finding another, and that's going to be 3 down or 3 up on each side. Noob with this K-Shot finding another with the help of their teammates, and they only stopped that at 20 penalty points in.
Yeah, so I think that was straight up try to apply 2 power clams, maybe a couple more on top of that. So you really wanted to kind of get the stop there on that second power clamp, but you know, it just didn't go your way there. They had the specials to push in, but I think stopping it where they did is still a good spot for them, as they have a minute to work with here. They do have a power clamp of their own, and they are slowly kind of working their way back towards mid. They just need to utilize a couple of these specials to, I guess, get a little bit more of that map control back, get a couple of picks, stay alive, most importantly, as we do see Noob go down.
Oh! Staying alive indeed, but you can't stay alive if after getting rushed down, like such and bomb behind you, can't move forward because of a shot. And just like that, look at Pal right up into the faces of Dallas right now. Finally getting shut down momentarily, but this push might not be over. Finding a few more points in, Cole then ends up jumping out to safety. But that is still huge points on the board right there.
Yeah, pretty solid push there from Pal. That's going to make it very, very difficult for the Neo Comet Blasters to get in this last push. They are going to need to go the distance here and get a near knockout, really, in order to take the lead and win this one. They do have 29 clans in their pockets to work with, but with these missiles coming out here from Morty, we do see a lot of Pal kind of gathered underneath that basket, ready to just put up a line of defenses. And they're going to try to force their way through here, but it's not going to be any good as two members go down on the side of the Neo Comet Blasters. This last power clamp going to be coming through and just barely missing. Noob going to try to save this push. Gonna get a nice double there, but it's a little bit too late, as they are not going to be able to pick up that last power clamp and put it in. So it is Pal that does get away with this one in game one, giving themselves the early lead in this semifinal set.
Pal came out swinging this time around, and they were ready to go. And the Comet Blasters, they had an idea what they wanted to do. They were just slow to get to their point to execute that idea.
Yeah, and it just never really came through for the Comet Blasters. It just was a little bit unfortunate. They had a couple of glimpses there at some opportunities to push, but every time that kind of window presented itself, Pal just shut it down, was able to get a couple of really brutal picks there that just shut any hopes down for UT Dallas. And I think that's really what ultimately won them the game, because we did see a push from both sides. The Comet Blasters did get one in there, but Pal just every single time followed up any of their pushes just with a solid defense and another push on top of that.
Exactly. And we are now heading over to Wahoo Splat Zones as game number 2 here. Very back line favored, to be honest. And this can just go either way. Stingray's really good. Basically, any Splatling is really good on the stage. And we did see that Tentabrella come out from the side of Pal, I'm pretty sure that was. So just pushing that tent across plat over zone to the opponent's plat, allow your team to push up. It's going to be really hard to take them down.
It is, and I definitely am curious to see what Pal's going to bring out here, because the comp that they were using last time might actually work here with that tent bubbles combo, really giving yourself a way to break into the zone in any instance. And on the defensive end, do an excellent job there of kind of locking out the other team, but Pal does like to experiment a lot. I do anticipate the side of UT Dallas probably going to still build around that jet, if I had to guess, and yes, we can see it right there. But Pal actually going to be bringing out that Splatling remix.
Oh, and with the Dynamo, they are a bit slow for the side of Pal, but they could definitely make this work out. Some beacons set up early on for that Tentabrella, and Pal just needs to play patient and force the Comet Blasters to make their mistakes.
And Cole already getting a Booyah Bomb there, plus the pick. So it was the Neo Comet Blasters with the early cap of the zone, but it lasts a whole about 3 seconds there before Pal's able to take this one over. Rain coming in as well to try to neutralize the zone. It is going to do so momentarily, but is not going to be able to convert that over. Pal maintains control here. A couple of players on this left-hand side trying to get break through here a little bit, but just got a little bit sandwiched. Another Booyah Ball coming out, and they just have the Neo Comet Blaster staggered right now.
Cole just throwing out that Booyah Bomb, and just look at this positioning of Pal in general right now. They are all on the opponent's plat, not allowing anyone from the Neo Comet Blasters to push up. And with the Storm from these Dually Sculptures as well, that's going to slow down their push even more. Blob getting taken out as well. And 2 specials online for the Neo Comet Blasters. And just look at that 10+ plan B, just storming in on that left side. Plan B ends up getting taken down, but there isn't enough time for the Comet Blasters to get back into that zone. Game number 2 going to Purdue.
Wow, that was almost as clean as you could have gotten it. Definitely playing a little bit slow out of the gate, like you had mentioned, Vapor. We definitely got to see how much the speed was limited here by that composition pick, but it ultimately paid out. You know, let the Comet Blasters get that first cap of the zone, but it doesn't really matter when you know that you'll just be a couple seconds late and you're gonna be coming in swinging.
Yeah, and Pal's game plan during that game was basically, all right, let's make the Neo Comet Blasters make their mistake. Once we do that, okay, let's find 1, let's find 2. Okay, let's push everyone else back out and just get control of their plat. We are just strong weapons in general. They have to come into us. They have to fight us face front, and who can do that, especially going up against a Dynamo, a Tentabrella, which can easily zone you out, and using those ledges to their advantage like we saw? Who can touch that?
Yeah, that was really, really difficult for UT Dallas to break through there, and they just never really saw any light. I think for a moment their noob had kind of reached the zone only to get shut down by Omazen. It just was not enough. They started to get staggered, and now it's the rest of it. But that's going to mean a 2-0 lead here for the Purdue Air Launchers as we head into game number 3, which will be tower control on Manta Maria.
We saw these teams have a really close tower control set last time they played last week in the reschedule, as you mentioned before the set started. And we are back on tower control here. It's a bit more close corner, not as open as Inkball Art Academy was. So sloshers and chip damage, which we see what Pal is doing here with a lot of chip damage on their side, is definitely going to be really close here.
Yeah, some really interesting choices from both teams. The Neo Comet Blasters spicing it up as well with some of these picks. But Cold is just showing no mercy from the start, getting control of the Comet Blaster's bunker and starting to work into their street, getting a couple of nice picks, trying to look for this last one in the street there, and is finally able to do so. First checkpoint already down for Pal.
And with the Stingray too, just frontline Ray, man, it's just so strong if you can make it work, especially on this stage where everything is so close corners. And going through that second checkpoint already, 3 down on the side of UT Dallas here, and just getting staggered out. Pal just rushing this tower all the way through that third checkpoint, make that a knockout. Pal is not looking back any longer, already taking 3 games here.
Wow. Pal, I don't know what happened between last week and this week, but they are looking so much stronger than we last saw them. I mean, they were already presenting themselves as a really strong team, but the Neo Comet Blasters definitely made it last week a little bit more interesting, but Pal just saying, this is not gonna fly this time around. They just want to finish semifinals and move on to grands.
Yeah, and having these teams play back-to-back weeks, like who 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 won last week? PAL 4-0, but like that was still a close 4-0 at that. And we saw it here ourselves. And just seeing PAL just sweep through this already at a 3-0, this is match point here. And we're heading on a very quick game 4.
Yeah, Rainmaker on Blackbelly Skate Park, one of the fastest map mode combos in the game. And PAL has been playing at a blistering pace. And you just gotta think, this is already working in their favor.
Yeah, PAL, they have been on the aggression since the start. And like they may have slow starts heading into a few games where we just saw them turn up the jets heading into that third game on Manta Tower. Let's see them launch some rockets here. Rainmaker Blackbelly Skate Park.
Yeah, and I honestly would love to try to speculate with these teams, but it's almost just impossible to speculate any sort of compositions here with these two, as their pockets just run so deep with the things that they could pull out. So I don't even know what could even happen here with these compositions, because this is once again another pretty Tri-Slosher friendly, or just Slosher in general friendly map. And we did see a couple of those come out in that last game, so it'll be interesting to see if that's planned to stay sort of. Is that something that they plan to stick with, or is there going to be some adjustments made here?
We do see the Seajet coming out from the side of the Comet Blasters, blob on each side here. And who's going to take the hyper aggression portion? And it looks like that's going to be the Comet Blasters heading straight for that pop. And PAL, we saw this in all the other games except that Manta CC game. They start out slow, they give control to the Comet Blasters, and build up their specials. Once they build up their specials, they push in together and coordinate them extremely well, forcing that one player on the Comet Blasters to jump out right now.
Yeah, and an excellent force jump out there. Koreki getting a nice double. Can they make it a triple? Oh, dancing around a little bit. Took some time, but able to get the trade there. So now this is going to be a nice push for PAL as they bring that all the way down to 60 remaining, followed by a delayed wipe. So the Neo Comet Blast is doing an excellent job here of, you know, stopping this push before it could really even get started. I mean, 60 remaining, you know, yes, that's a decent score, but like in Blackbelly Rainmaker, that's really nothing.
It really isn't nothing. Like, you get up to that block as you see right ahead, I'm pretty sure that's at like 30 points. And if you get there, that still isn't a safe lead. Rainmaker going down 3v3 here on the field. Missiles coming out from the side of PAL, forcing those members of Comet Blasters to back up in place for time. And this is still very neutral. It could still go either way. Just over 3 minutes left of this game.
And a little over 3 minutes indeed. Plenty of time for either of these teams to make another move here and expand on whatever score they've already put down. But we see a nice little trade there. The Neo Comet Blasters, I really felt like missed a bit of an opportunity there just a moment ago to try to keep the Rainmaker in their possession and keep up some of the aggression as well. But we do see one down on the side of PAL now, so this could be an opportunity once again for the Neo Comet Blasters to search for that lead. But look at this, Ink being forced all the way back towards their own half pipe by the combination of Plan B and Koreki. And the Booyah Bomb as well. Look how far Ink is having to go back here.
Yeah, just getting pushed so far back. Missiles coming in, finish that off, and they went negative points on that push here in favor of PAL. And just like that, 2 members of PAL going down. This K-Pro trying to fight that Rainmaker, deciding to back off. And just look at this map already. It is still very neutral. PAL hasn't lost a step.
And the takedown and the inkjet, that's a huge pick right there for Omazen. And Pal, as the Neo Complexes are the ones that pick up this Rainmaker, they are 2 down at this time. So this push should not be going far unless they're able to just kind of hold their ground here, which it looks like they are able to do. But this Booyah Bomb going to try to shut this one down for good, as this one's getting thrown right at the Rainmaker.
Unfortunate, but no one to help. What can you do sometimes other than just go down, try and put the Rainmaker in an awkward position for your opponents? Am I right? Pal is trying to hold mid-control here. And oh, why the inkjet shot, finding the pick onto that K-Pro, keeping the pressure up. Rainmaker is going to reset here. But UT Dallas, they need to grab this Rainmaker and keep aggression up. That's what they've been struggling with. Special coordination and aggression. Once they figure that out, they should look pretty much in the clear.
Yeah, but they are running out of time to do that. And running out of opportunities as well, because we keep seeing them get 1 pick at a time, but they aren't able to follow up with a 2nd or 3rd pick, or even with just a push. Spam going to be trying to clear out this left-hand side. This could be an opportunity for the Neo Comet Blasters, but we do see them lose their numbers as they are going to go 3 down here. Omazen going to be shutting down this one. And now it's going to be Pal looking to add points to the scoreboard, but I don't think they're going to get very far, only adding on 4 more points.
Pushing it all the way down to 56 remaining, which still isn't a winning push. And this is almost like this Tower Control Inkblock game that we saw last time around. Comet Blasters pushing it down this left half pipe, getting shut just short of that lead. 5 points in difference. And with only 1 member up, Pal grabbing this Rainmaker, pulling it all the way back. No specials for the side of the Comet Blasters. And that is going to be a walk into victory. Pal, Purdue Air Launchers, grabbing this and launching their way to finals, getting this 4-0 sweep over the Comet Blasters.
Wow. What a game 4 here for both of these teams. It really, Neo Comet Blasters just got so close multiple times to extending the set, but alas, it's just was not in the cards for them today. So congratulations to Pal first and foremost for taking the 4-0 victory here. That punches their ticket straight to Grand Finals, where they will play the winner of number 1 seed MSU Splatoon of Michigan State and the Carne Inxada Fries of San Diego State University.
That's going to be spicy. Either way we look at it, that set is going to be spicy. I'm excited to see who wins that and to see the grand finals of Division B. But it looks like, as we all know, CCA League fashion, let's play it all out. Let's play all 7, heading into Game 5, Clan Blitz, Piranha Pit.
I say it every time. I love this tradition that we have developed. It's just an excellent work of sportsmanship here for both of these teams. Like, hey, great match. Let's go ahead and play out just a few more games because we had some fun doing it. Let's go ahead and, now that the pressure is off a little bit, you know, let's have some fun with this. This could be either a scrim. We saw last time that between the A teams of these 2 universities, the Comet Blasters and ITAP, bringing out the quad, Octo X-Splosh.
Quad custom X-Splosh.
I don't think it was all custom. I think there was a mix, a mix of different X-Splashes there.
There were 3 vanilla.
Yeah. So, who knows if these teams are going to end up giving us something similar. I'm not even going to try to guess anything at this point. But
all right, time to see the Octo Hydra come right out.
Oh no, that would be something. But yeah, so we'll just have to see what these teams end up bringing out for us. If they're gonna bring it out, I would anticipate it being in either Game 6 or 7. So Game 5, they'll probably still take this as an opportunity to, you know, while still in that important match mentality, to just play this out like it is a scrim or whatever. Try to learn something from the other team, what sort of comps like you're running in this particular map mode combo. So let's just take a look at what these teams end up bringing out for us here in game number 5, Clam Blitz on Piranha Pit.
Yeah, this is exciting. Blob, Clash Blaster, not something you normally see. I think the only 2 weapons on this map right now that you somewhat see, NZAP from Spam and Junior from Cold on the opposing teams here, but otherwise this is just not what you usually see, 2 going down early on, 1 on each side.
Yeah, and both teams already kind of getting quite a few clams in their pockets, hitting double digits in these first 30 seconds. Power Clam already on the side of Pal as they hold that north ramp here, but gonna kind of result in a little bit of a firefight before anyone's able to make a move here. But here we see the 10th Bubbles combo gonna open the path to right underneath the basket. Able to get a nice pick there is Morty with, I believe, a bomb, and the Bubbles somehow gonna be surviving that as well. Ultimately, they're now gonna get shut down by that Grella, but this basket's still open at 59 remaining, and I think that's where it's going to stay for now.
No more clips to follow up with, and it's only that Blood Blobber last one alive. Finding a pick onto the opposing Blood Blobber, though. Plan B, just keeping Pal into this game and holding their line. Just hold this front line, am I right? Let's not even go to a plan B just yet, except when you actually do. Bomb rush online, ready to go here, and Pal just holding their lines as much as they can.
Yeah, but they do have 2 down right now, so this is going to be a little bit difficult for them to maintain the aggression, as we do see Plan B backing up just a little bit here. And oh my goodness, UT Dallas does have all 4 specials online, but the blob is going to get shut down there. So this could be an opportunity now once again for Pal to start making their move, as we do see a couple more trades here. 2v2 situation now, 3 minutes left on the clock. The Neo Comet Blasters, no clams in their pocket, so they're just going to be playing for some picks right now as they wait for clams to kind of fall into their favor, and hopefully they can convert this into a push soon.
One thing I want to see the Comet Blasters do a bit more of is just hold the map control and play closer together. I want to see this Clash and Zap work better with each other. Clash does a lot of chip damage, and this Zap can also apply some aggressive chip damage and a lot of paint for that Clash Blaster's lack of, but can't do much with that Zap going down, Kent being the one finishing that off.
And I think the thing that's really interesting here is that Pal has almost consistently been 2 down. I think actually that's a DC from the Junior here. So Pal actually now at a permanent numbers disadvantage, and they're gonna have to play this. I mean, I think they're gonna play this one. This one doesn't really matter for, you know, scoring purposes, but you know, there's still a little bit of pride to be won here, and this is now going to be a huge opportunity, though, for the Comet Blasters to get a score here. But with that pick from Noob, that's going to open up a huge window for the Neo Comet Blasters to get a lot of points in. Noob with that 9 KA, going to just try to hold the fort down here, able to just get another pick there, and looking for another pick. Oh, that one's gonna get stolen from them, but they should be able to clean up this Grella as well. Yes, they do, and they're doing an excellent job here of just doing everything to keep the basket open for their teammates. Already down to 32 remaining.
And with this Stingray online, they could keep it up even more if this basket stays open. Just get a few more clams and pop that Ray basically across the map and just sweep it through. 2 points remaining. 1 clam can win the game here, but with a few members going down and swimming in, not enough time to get to that basket. Going to close up, but that is going to be a huge push, but also a huge help.
Yeah, so, you know, if you're a Neo Comet Blasters in that situation, you really kind of wish you got that knockout, almost and somehow surviving this bomb barrage. And with that pick, though, it is going to open up yet another opportunity for the Neo Comet Blasters to get some big points on the board. And they do have the clams to finish this one off. They just need to get them to the basket. The Power Clam is at the ready, jumping in with it. This should be it. And yes, it is. Not even a Power Clam going to finish that one off. It's going to be Ink with just a couple of little clams in their pockets.
Use that super jump as a distraction bait, and Ink just came right in, clean it up. Good win here for Comet Blasters, and even though that was a 3v4, Pal did not let up.
Yeah, they really didn't. And as soon as they kind of recognized that numbers advantage, the Neo Comet Blasters played with all new confidence, really. Noob just sort of stepped up and was like, hey, this is my game now. And Noob leading the pack there, I believe it was a 12 or 13 KA at the finish. And that's just what they've been doing all set. And that was an excellent job there to continue to provide that killing power for the Neo Comet Blasters. Allow your teammates to focus that objective while you clean up the other team. And really excellent display of teamwork there.
Definitely, for sure. And these are still semifinals, so if you were watching last week, or not even last week, 2 days ago, where we had ITAP versus the Comet Blasters, that we saw this same map mode combination. We saw 8 Explosures. So I don't even know what to expect here this time. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another 8 come out if these teams already talked about it.
Oh no. If they do, I'm gonna actually just lose my mind. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We can't make assumptions here. But that would be very humorous if these two teams actually did the same exact thing that that ITAP and the Comet Blasters were able to do. But otherwise, Splat Zones and Cherry Games, definitely a little bit of a less traditional map mode combo, one that I feel is pretty underrated. I guess, that tends to be the case when Tower Control is the much more favored mode here for this map. So let's take a look at what these teams bring out for us. I'm just gonna hold my breath.
Hey, anything can come out. No Octo Explode this time. Regular comps from each side as well. Plan B going back to that Dynamo. Neo Machine coming out from Cold. Clash Blaster coming right back out from Noob, though.
Yeah, and Noob just has done so much for the Neo Comet Blasters here in just terms of how many picks that they have been getting every single game. But early on here, it's going to be a 2-down situation, and I think we're seeing pretty much identical to what happened on Splats and Wahoo, where the first cap of the zone did go to the Neo Comet Blasters, but Pal, playing it a little bit more patient, says, we don't need the first cap of the zone, we're just going to wait for you to get the zone, and we'll pick you off after that.
And that is still a good idea. Wait for the Comet Blasters to make their mistakes. Wait for UT Dallas to overextend just by a hair and to pick them off. Stingray coming out, taking down Plan B on the side of the air launchers. Another going down. That is 3 down for Pal, and make that a delayed wipe. These Neo Comet Blasters do get this zone back and pushing up onto their plat already. Look at Noob up here. Oh my god, so aggressive.
Yeah, Noob was definitely starting to be a little bit aggressive there, but had to back off. Excellent, pressure from the Purdue air launchers, my apologies, to try to force Noob away from the plant, and that's going to result in a flip of the zone for Pal here, tacking on that 29-point penalty. So Neo Comet Blasters, this is definitely already a much better Splat Zones game from them, as they are putting much more points on the board, able to get 2 caps of the zone here. And now they kind of just need to do it again. They need to get a couple of picks, punish Pal here, as Pal is playing very, very aggressive.
They do end up fighting 2 members of Pal, though. Clash Blaster just pushing Cold right back into the zone. Splashdown coming out, getting that flip in favor of the Neo Comet Blasters. Neo Machine does end up jumping out, but here comes the Booyah Bomb. This pressure is not over. Pal takes that zone right back.
Yeah, not gonna let the Neo Comet Blasters get any more points on the board. they're just going to continue to try to hold this zone right in a neutral state here. That's really all they need to do at this stage while they try to recoup their numbers. And going to get a nice pick there on the blob as well. So this should ultimately result in a PAL flip with this Booyah Bomb at the ready. Gonna throw that one down, but no! Excellent job just maintaining some paint control here by the Neo Comet Blasters. Finally gonna take a couple more specials here to force this zone to flip. So in a way that, if you're the Neo Comet Blasters, you're kind of okay with that because you made them use every special that they had at the ready to flip that zone. But unfortunately now they're gonna go 3 down, so a lot of holding that position that they had is gonna go to waste, unfortunately.
And with the flame coming out from the Dapples getting called out or shut down quickly, these penalty points are about to expire for PAL. Blob just try to hold up, but from behind, this Tentebrella able to pick them off, 2 down on the side of the Comet Blasters. And this Tent finding another, going down into these final single-digit counts, and there's not going to be enough time for the Comet Blasters of UT Dallas to get back into that zone. PAL taking this game once more.
Oh man, that was a pretty good back and forth first half of the game, as PAL really got some momentum going there and had a great push to bring that score all the way down to 23 remaining. And the Neo Comet Blasters followed up really well there to just make it a little bit of back and forth, keep themselves within striking distance, just did not manage to hold it long enough. It's definitely a little bit frustrating there, but I think they did an excellent job there in that first half. Just, something that's you really want to see them sort of extend through the remainder of the game, keep themselves giving themselves more opportunities to stay in it and be within that striking distance.
Yeah, and just staying within striking distance is a good way to learn. The more you could stay in, the more mistakes you could potentially make, the more learning experience you could also have.
All right, so getting word here from the Neo Comet Blasters that one of their players is going to have to head out, so we are going to end up making this a play all 6. Once again, I believe it was these two teams that did the play all 6 thing last time as well. So totally works. Don't have to play all 7 here. That's just in CCA tradition. So huge kudos to both of these teams, though. Once again, it's going to be the Purdue Air Launchers that do take this one 4 games to 0.
And just watching these teams throughout the season, we can see how they've both have grown throughout. And even from week by week, we saw these two teams play last week in the reschedule, as we said earlier, and PAL just took it to another level. They learned a lot through the past week and studied up what they needed to.
Yeah, they really did, and I think they're going to be well prepared for whoever they face in grand finals, should that be Michigan State or San Diego State. So we will just have to see. I believe that match should be going down on Monday. Let me double check to make sure. Yes, that should be happening. Wait. Yes, Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific. So we will definitely try to get a stream up for that one, but definitely stay tuned for more information on that. But that's going to go ahead and do it for us here in the booth for now. Vapor, thank you so much for joining me today. Go ahead and plug yourself.
You guys can find me over on the soccer field in Mario Strikers here in about 15 minutes, but you can also find me on Twitch and Twitter at V4P0R_SPL. DRF, where can the viewers find you at?
On Twitter at DRF_Splatoon, and on Twitch, Triton DRF. Those are the main platforms you can go ahead and find me at. But we're going to go ahead and call this one here. Thank you all so much for joining us once again. This has been the CCA League, brought to you by MSI. And we're going to go ahead and call it there, but go ahead and take a look at a word from our sponsor as we head out.